I am hitting record because it is the biggest sports weekend on the planet, purely because Tuivasa is fighting again, which means it's time for Verbal Tap Show that proves fighting way easier from outside the cage. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, of course, Raph Esparza. Raph, are you going to do a shoey Saturday just in celebration? No.
No shoey, no cuppy, no any of the things that they're proposing. It's all gross, dude.
Cuppy's gross. I forget what I said an American shoey was. I think it was you just poured beer over a slice of American cheese in a shoe, but it wasn't. Gross. It was still gross. It wasn't good. Oh. Well, how are you before we bring on our guest, whom I'm excited to compete against tonight, by the way?
You should be. I'm doing okay. Probably better than our guest, who was assaulted tonight. And I wasn't prepared for this. I was ready to bring him on and have, a nice discussion about his incredible competitive career, his number of highlight reel finishes and jumps and all of that sort of stuff. But instead, tonight, the talk of the town, at least in 10th Planet Vegas, where our good friend who is guesting is from, there was about 8 guys who all attacked him at once. And I don't know what the intended goal was on that. So that's why we're going to return now. We're going to ask this question to the gentleman on the other side of this phone call. One, Andy, Night Varela. Andy, what was the point of what you were trying to do?
I thought I was going to last 18 minutes. I thought I was going to be able to prove that against the homies, but it didn't go too well.
No, and it's mostly that their strategy was to dogpile on you, and it's not a bad strategy because you are, surprisingly bigger for your size than most people assume. Chris Lencioni has said that publicly a number of times, but it's also 8 people, dude. So was the rule set that if you tapped one of them that they had to go out or something? Because when you say that you thought you were going to last 18 minutes, if I see 8 thugs, I don't think things are going well for me, dude.
So what I saw a video online today of that Detroit guy.
Oh,
and he said, if you go in a circle, you can fight everybody at once. So my first repetition, I stayed in the middle, and then I just got flying crab righted and immediately took him down. So then the second rep, I was like, I'm going to keep my back to the wall. And then I just still got messed up. So
upon further reflection, back up against the wall just kind of makes you more of a sitting duck?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got killed quicker for sure.
Did you try it? You tried it a few times or just the once?
Yeah, we did 2 rounds.
Okay.
We did practice run. It didn't go well, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this right, and then I still got pieced up.
So I want to make sure I understand this perfectly. You saw the dude who we've all laughed at this entire time for his defensive maneuvers and ingenuity, and you said, I'm going to replicate that.
Yeah, well,
okay.
I thought I was going to be able to, jump over someone or maybe, baseball slide under someone, and none of that happened.
Not a single baseball slide. That's really sad because on your record is a flying rear naked choke. Now, most of us don't know how you combine that. The flying rear naked choke. I would need a very willing and non-attentive training partner to pull off the flying part. Were these, I guess I'm starting to read between the lines. Are these also 10th Planet fighters? Or did you just fight 8 people in Vegas? Not as hard to do as it sounds.
No, they're all my students.
Oh, okay. So, well, now we're students, Raph. There's a deeper component here. This is amazing.
Yeah, they're all little savages, little savage grapplers.
Well, they're all utilizing techniques that you've taught them as well. So
yeah, I was getting Marcellity. Everything was going wrong, brother.
I just know that it looked akin to when Neo from The Matrix has to fight a whole bunch of Agent Smiths. And you think to yourself, well, what did you think was going to happen? So I'm glad you did it. It was very entertaining to me. And as I told you off air, I was like, as long as he can talk and do the show with us, I really don't care what's happening to him. But it was something that I laughed a lot at. Now, Kevin, you don't know this per se because you don't watch the Instagram as much. But Andy puts a lot of high quality entertainment on there. It's not just him doing that. He also does techniques. He's teaching a lot of the flying nonsense. But I do have a bone to pick with you here, Andy, because about a year ago, every year we do a WWE BJJ week where we combine pro wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And I thought, you have such high-flying antics. You seem like a natural person to go to. And I was like, would you do this? You're like, nah. I go, okay. And maybe about 7-8 months later, here I see you doing flying off the top of somebody, hitting them with an elbow drop, going for a pin. And I thought, this is insulting now.
Yeah, that's my bad, but a lot changes in 7 months.
Well, here's the good news for you. We do it yearly, and it is a competition, and we are giving a belt away to the winner. So we're about to give the belt to last year's winner. So you could be put in this year's category. It's just, if you tell me you don't and you don't like doing that sort of stuff, I'm usually like, oh, I get it, no problem. But then I see you go do it, and I go, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. At the time, I was probably like, nah, that's corny, but I changed. I feel like I smile a little more now.
So then why are you smiling so much more now? Like, what has changed for you personally that has made you happier? Because, I mean, it's obviously still goofy, and that's usually our forte. But when I see you doing stuff like that, aside from, you know, he didn't do this, I'm not going to rain on his parade and his comments. I'm happy for you. So what has changed for you, sir?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older. Maybe I'm going to relax a little bit.
This all started with you declaring you thought you'd make it 18 minutes, and it's like, oh man, if I had a nickel for every time I thought I'd make it 18 to 20 minutes in any activity and never quite got there, it'd be pretty impressive. You're actively fighting on Submission Underground. What can you tell us? Are you going to be returning to that venue as they're headed to some different streaming platforms?
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, yeah, I'm competing for them, no doubt. They're how I make.
And are you going to try
I'm okay.
Like a flying Darce? What's on the agenda this time?
Shoot, bro, I'm gonna try to get something nice this year. I've been hitting something in the gym that's pretty gnarly, and it'd be cool, I think, if I hit it in the field. I'm hitting like a super sick duck under straight to like a back triangle, and I think that'd be pretty sick to hit a competition.
So I have to ask about this because you and I never officially got to talk about it, but at the last Submission Underground, you went up against Sean Strickland, a crazy individual, but for our purposes, good, because you know he's going to try and do something fun and entertaining. And yet definitely did something strange in that he looked like he was walking away from you while we were still in regulation, and you didn't waste any moments. Like, if you show that footage to somebody who does not do jiu-jitsu, their first question is, but why? So what went through your head when he just kind of turned around and you said, oh, well, yeah, your neck's open, let's try this?
Yeah. Before the competition, I was like, if he shows me his back once, it's over. And just oddly enough, it showed in that way. So I didn't see it one time the whole match, but then he like randomly just turned away and gave it to me. And he didn't think I was going to clear that distance that quick. I don't think anyone really did. And I saw it and it just leaped and instantly got deep. That shit was funny.
It was hilarious, but it was also one where I wasn't watching it live. So I had it in delay. when I pulled it up on my phone, it's one of the ones that actually people start sending to me. Like, did you see this? And I said, I didn't. Let me look at this clip. And then I didn't believe it. I said, oh, okay. Was this in a timeout and Andy's just fucking around? They go, no, that was in regulation. I go, oh, why would you do that? Why would you ever do that to a guy who's this capable? Like, you'll never see me do that.
So I was just watching a documentary about a 23-foot python that ate a human man. Used the same strategy you did. Wait until there was a moment, cover distance they didn't think he was going to be able to cover, and boom. He had trouble digesting his opponent. I'm glad that was not a problem here. Just kind of hanging around. Hanging around for the back. Well, you're going to have to... Is this part of the Casey Halstead Craziness crew, Raph? Up there in Vegas? Okay.
Yes.
So I have to be a little careful what I say because occasionally I go to Vegas and I do like hanging out at your gym. So, okay, Raph, that's going to really, I don't want to talk too much smack.
Understood.
Unless I can get 8 homies to come help me out and some names, maybe a few more.
No, if you ever come at nighttime, we'll treat you disgusting. It'll be awesome.
So it's very funny, and I don't know that Andy knows this, but I've tried to explain how Andy's voice comes across. And there are some people who are friends with us and him, and they were saying, they're like, man, yeah, Andy's cool. I was like, yeah, he's the closest guest I've ever had who sounds like Prince, because your voice is so goddamn deep that I started doing the impression of you, and they were like, that's exactly how he sounds. And I was like, I know. And I will never do it to him because that would only give him more fuel to hate me. So it's one of the deep mysteries that will go into the ether. But Andy, as we're starting to get to know each other a little bit better, because you've never met Kevin, one of the things that happens in Over Under Kevin is you have to talk a little bit of trash to him. So are there any questions that you would like to ask Kevin that would help better inform your trash talking abilities?
Shit. What are we talking shit about again?
So we'll be talking about the UFC 271. So we're going to go through all of those. However, in between that, there is some natural trash talking, much like you playing video games when you just happen to be, playing a game, but still talking shit to one another. So you don't know this kid. What would you like to know that would help inform your trash talking?
Okay. How tall is he?
Was that how tall? I am
Yes.
6 foot and 6'1.5" if I've been drinking.
Okay. What's your weight?
Come on. Post quarantine, is that how you always know you're talking to a skinny person? Fine. Fine. I'm at a bloated 233 pounds right now.
Okay. Are you handsome?
What was that one? I didn't catch that.
Are you handsome?
How do you judge that, Raph? Scale of 1 to
man.
Yes.
Yeah, scale of 1 to 10.
Probably like a good John Hamm. It's like a 7.5 if we're using Ron Swanson scales.
Yeah, that's pretty high. Okay.
There's a lot of people that are like 7. He is feeling himself tonight.
Favorite movie of all time?
Demolition Man. And it's because it's superior to most things in life, but anything featuring Sly Stallone getting cryogenically frozen for crimes he committed as some sort of spec ops police officer, I'm in. Wesley Snipes, it's just a great movie.
Okay. Favorite color?
Blue.
Okay. You're a little softy. All right, let's go.
Oh my God. So hold on. I like that Andy just did the questions that you do to find out if you and a mate are compatible. So I'm glad you went through that line of questioning.
I was curious if he was going to invite me out for coffee, maybe some smoothies.
But Andy, you did ask a very important question here. You asked him his favorite movie. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you what your favorite movie is.
My favorite movie is Braveheart.
See, yeah, this all checks out. Okay.
Yeah, it's such a rewatchable moment when they take a torture device to his lower abdomen and he screams freedom for 20 minutes.
Freedom, bro. as a kid though, you're watching that shit. Like, come on, man.
Oh, even now, I'm talking smack on it, but yeah, Braveheart's weirdly rewatchable. You turn it on, you're like, oh shit, he's a kid. He just got kicked out of his parents, and his dad's dead. Spoiler alert, though. By the way, sorry if you haven't watched Braveheart. His whole family, and then he's back. No,
Masterpiece.
it was just on. Actually, I was watching him throw a rock at a giant redhead.
So now that we know that, Andy, I'm a little sad that you weren't crying out freedom when all those people were trying to murder you today.
That would have been pretty funny, though.
I feel like we're going to have those kids try and kill you again and redo that. Kevin, now I know that it's not customary for me to ask you to ask the guests some questions, but he did target a few areas, which means I think he really tried to get a full forensics profile on you. I think it's only fair to give you a couple questions to ask, Kev.
Yeah,
Full forensic profile.
Absolutely. There is one win that you have here against Gabriel De Los Santos where you won via technical fall. Can you explain what happened and how that's a victory?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess in that tournament, if you score 11-0, the match is over. But all I did was just take him down and pass his guard a couple times.
It was a pointing? Oh, wow, Raph. Technical fall is not. I thought maybe he you threw him off the thing and he stubbed a toe. They were like,
no.
Damn it. Okay.
It's when you skunk him. Yeah.
What is the last thing you binge watched?
Last thing I binge watched. I think Peacemaker.
Okay.
Oh, good. You know he wants to say Sex in the City and just like that, but he went with Peacemaker because he wanted the PR answer. I heard it.
Absolutely.
I heard it.
He's doing the full-on, guys, you have to admit, John Cena is amazing. He's so good. But really, don't we miss Kim Cattrall? Honestly, it's just not the same show without her. You could hear it in his voice. I could. Andy, I was surprised that you didn't ask Kevin about his hair because your mullet is one of the most powerful mullets in all of jiu-jitsu. Before we switch to the game, is there another hairstyle that you are planning, or do they just become something that you do spontaneously?
I grew out the mullet because I didn't have a barber during quarantine, so I couldn't see the back of my head. But now it's over, so I got a haircut finally. So now I don't have a mullet anymore, unfortunately.
Do you think there will be a return of the mullet at some point? Because I think, and I'm not a scientist, but I think you can do a correlation between epic wins and that mullet.
Yeah, for sure. It was a big source of power, I felt too, especially when it was blonde and big. I felt more powerful.
I mean, I just looked at it because I thought I can never grow a mullet. My head does not support that in any way, shape, or form. But when I look at others who can pull that off and whose personality does fit it, because that's another thing that happens. Some people grow mullets and you look at them and you go, yeah, your face just weak. You should never have this hairstyle.
They look like a little lesbian, huh?
Yes, that's my first thought. This 90s lesbian coming over here wanting to go to the Lilith Fair. That's exactly what goes through my head. Kev, I think it's time we switch to the game of Over Under Kevin. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a portion of the show that we call Over Under Kevin. My name is Rafa Esparza. I host this part of the show. The way this works is very simple. We go through the entire UFC 271 card. We go through it randomized, though, but we give each participant 15 seconds to say who they think is going to win. And although the person who gets the most correct is technically the winner, we have more respect for the person who talks the better amount of trash. That's the true winner in our hearts. If I so deem it, I'll give you guys 15 seconds of rebuttal time. But, gentlemen, do you understand the rules? Kevin, do you understand the rules?
The coldest ninja is about to meet the hottest mouth.
Uh-oh.
I'll work on that. I'll work on
think
my
that's-
nickname for this one.
Fair enough. Andy, do you understand the rules?
Oh shit, man. Yeah. I don't even know what to do, but yeah, let's go.
Oh, good Lord. I like that you're just taking this head on being like, I don't know what we're doing, but let's just fucking do it. So
He brings a lot of Shaq energy to the broadcast.
it's all right. In a few minutes, he's going to start shilling for the general, too. And he's going to be like, me and the general always know each other. It's been a good time.
Makes great rash guards.
Makes good rash guards. You guys can't admit that. Big Shaq Diesel. I'm going to release another album coming out real soon. Welterweight Mount. That's going to start us off between Jeremiah Wells and Mike Marthella. Let's just call him that. All right. Welterweight, Kevin, you start us off first.
You said between Jeremiah Wells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, on ESPN, they have his opponent's nickname is just Blood Diamond. That's what it says. They didn't put his name. It's just Blood Diamond. Don't worry. Take a screenshot for you, and I don't know how I pick against someone that they just titled Blood Diamond.
All right. So Mike Blood Diamond. Got it. Andy, who do you have? Jeremiah or Mike on this one?
Fuck, you chose Blood Diamond, bro. Blood Diamond's such a sick name, too. Okay. I'm choosing Blood Diamond as well from City Kickboxing.
Diamond. So you looked up the
Is
City
that allowed? Are we
Kickboxing.
allowed to do that? Is that a rule?
Oh, yeah.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. This is your game, sir. You play it how you need to play it. We're just here to enforce the rules, which are probably the loosest rules in all of MMA. So just saying.
Okay.
Here's what's happening. Blood Diamond, indeed. Both of you guys are going there. Before I go, Kevin, I'm putting 15 seconds on the clock. Is it a smart move that he's following your lead now? Is he exposing his back to you and turning away already in the first pick?
I don't know. Maybe he's just like me, and he thought Leo's South African accent was effing spectacular in the movie Blood Diamond,
God.
and he's just swept up in emotion. Or we want to bring serious light to an issue, Raph. I don't know, but I think it's good to have allies.
For the record, Leo was overrated in Blood Diamond. I'm just going to say that.
You've got to give me the diamonds. I don't care. It's not even close.
Yo, we're going to a middleweight bout next. This one is AJ Dobson versus Jacob Malcoon. Andy, you start us off. Who do you got? 15 seconds.
I got Dobson. He can't follow me this time.
You think I'd follow someone who didn't stick to the commitment that the mullet made to them? Raph asked you about you choosing the mullet. You don't choose the mullet. I'm from rural Kansas. The mullet chooses you. And you wait for it to be done with you, usually after your first or second divorce. I'm going with Malcoon.
Ooh. Okay.
Did you need a second here? Did you need to recalibrate that thought, Andy? Are you having second thoughts about your picks here?
No. We're good with my thoughts. He's tripping. I'm good.
Okay. Kevin is officially tripping. Mark the time on the
I
show.
am stoned, sir. I am present, though.
So, yeah, this is the part that I think we need to reveal to Andy. Kevin has somehow never been officially 10P, but has smoked enough to have won his black belt in 10th Planet Tree.
Honorary.
So,
yeah, I think I
yeah,
got
yeah. So, he definitely, when I bring him around, every once in a while, people are like, oh, Raph doesn't smoke, but Kevin does. Kevin's cool. So that's what happens. Flyweight bout. Alex Perez versus Matt Schnell. Kevin, you go first. 15.
I went to school with someone with the last name Schnell, and I've also fought someone with the name Alex Perez. This is a no-brainer. I'm going with Alejandro Perez, big favorite in Vegas as well.
Alejandro.
Alex.
Yep. Yeah.
You can't even pick. You can't pick someone you don't know his name.
Well, I have bad news for you. If you don't know their full names, does not hurt you on this podcast. Andy, I've got 15
is
for
his
you.
name Alejandro?
It's
Alex Perez.
Matt Schnell. I guess
That's-
I'll check.
Okay.
Unless his parents
the
were like,
anglicized
it's not
name.
Alejandro, it's just Alex. It's like people
Okay,
that are
okay.
John versus Jonathan, maybe.
Okay.
I like
Well,
that
I
Andy's
guess
being like, a technicality here, people. Okay. I'm known as Andy, but if you call me Andrew,
I
you're
will
going to see the
flying
bad
knee
side
bar
of
you.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all fucked up. It's not the same. All right. Well, I guess I got the other guy. Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Matt Schnell.
That's now. Fuck. I guess I got that guy.
Okay. That sounds like a winning endorsement, but hey, we're going to take it here, bro. Here's the nice part, though. What Kevin may not realize is Andy doesn't just train with some of the 10 Planet people. He's got killers that come to visit and sometimes do camp work there. They have ranged from as crazy as Donald Cowboy Cerrone to, I don't know, literally Julian Erosa. Isn't he occasionally training out with you guys out that way?
Yeah, Russell's one of my main training partners, and yeah, Cerrone and a bunch of UFC fighters come through a lot. Yeah. So
I always love when I see them and I see you chilling with it, because I always think like, man, those rounds are probably really, really fun to watch. So that's super dope to see. Andy, you're going to keep this party going. Who's winning between Bobby Green and Nasrat Hapquest? Go.
Nasrat Hapquest. Fuck. That name sounds pretty crazy. So I'll go with Nasrat. No, okay. Never mind. I change it. I'm going with Bobby Green because he's hood.
Okay. He changed his mind. He's going with Bobby. Kev, what do you have for us?
Yeah. Look, sometimes your first instinct is the right one. I think it's called the flashpoint. His name's Nasrat Hapquest. You got to do it. He's going to bring out some magic. He's going to be I'm telling you now, some tarot cards are going to play in this match. Going with Nasrat.
Can I tell you, when I normally fuck up names, and I do it on purpose, I want to go back and I want to refer to him as Nasrat MapQuest. Yeah, I feel like that was the better play there. I'm a little disappointed in myself I didn't do that one. Hey, Kevin, you're telling us who's winning. In a retirement fight for Roxanne Modafferi, friend of the show, and Casey O'Neill.
You get fucked up.
Oh, no. Don't, hold on. You're not there yet, Andy. Give us a second. Kevin, what do you got?
Okay, Kevin, shut the fuck up. No.
I mean, I gotta go with Casey O'Neill. Come on. We're not.
That's rude, Kevin. Wow.
Is it? Why?
I'll tell you why in a second. All right. What do you got, Andy?
Well, I'm for sure going with Casey O'Neill. Obviously, she's on our team. So Roxanne's getting pieced up. Head kick, knocked out.
So, okay. Have you, all things aside, team aside, do you have respect for what Roxanne has done for women's MMA?
Don't put me in that, bro.
This is the easiest fucking softball question you can get. This is not, I think she's going to beat her. It's just, I'm
going to say, okay. Here's the answer you guys want. Yes, Roxanne is a pioneer of the sport. I love what she's done for women's MMA.
Look at you. You're a fucking PR robot when you need to be. That's
He's not
great
the
one.
hype man ninja, Raph. He's the coldest ninja, you know?
But hold on.
He's pretty apathetic about it. He's like,
I think what people have to understand is when I've called him a Prince-like guest and I say, hey, can you say something nice about Roxanne Modafferi? Yeah, she's definitely one of the people that I have some respect for. She's definitely pioneered things. It's undeniable, but she's getting knocked the fuck out, bitch. What? All right. So anyway, middleweight bout. Kevin, you're going to start. Oh, no, it's Andy. You start this one off. Jared Cannoneer and Derek Brunson. Who do you got? 15.
I'm going to go with the Mr. Cannoneer.
Got it. Any particular reason why you're going for Jared on this one, sir?
He's all shredded. He's ripped. He's from like space. If you ever hear his interviews, that's what's tripping too. So I'm gonna go with him.
Andy, there's something great about asking why you think this dude's gonna win, and you just go, bro, he's shredded. Look at him. And be like, well, you're not wrong. Comparatively to me, definitely super shredded. Kevin, what do you got for us? 15 seconds, go.
I had that moment where I was like, have I seen this fight 12 times or never before? couldn't. It was one of those moments. I think I have that every time Derek Brunson's fighting. I'm like, is this Brunson's 87th fight? I'm gonna go. This is a divisive one because I'm really straddling the line here. I'm going Derek Brunson. I'm gonna take some. You know why I'm gonna take him? Because he's 6'1", and that's how tall I am when I'm drunk.
Because you're soft. That's why you take Brunson. You pick little man.
This is about my hottest mouth comment, and I think you're taking it the wrong way.
Ever since you took the color blue, I just knew you would take Derek Brunson.
I should have said black. I knew. I did too. It was like red, gunmetal. Yeah. Is that a color?
Red. Red.
I have to say,
red would have been okay.
I have to say this though, Andy, which is, listen, dude. I have the utmost respect for all the things that you do in jiu-jitsu. I've heard great things about your video game, but if I'm on the other side of that video game and you're speaking to me through the headphones, I'm going to tell you from what I've heard here today, not impressed. If I'm a 13-year-old kid and you're trying to cuss me out over that headset, I'd be like, yo, this dude just literally said I was soft 15 times.
No, bro. A little kid on the line would legit punk me. They would call me fat and I sound like shit. And I was just like, damn, I would get off like that.
So I like that you're sitting there being like, you guys, that really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
If you want to come sign a waiver at 10p, we could settle this right now.
Those 13-year-olds fucking treat me terrible, bro.
It's savage, bro. But you know what, though? I'm proud of them because that's the kind of thing that we need, man. That'll keep them totally ready for people in the future who try to hurt their feelings. Kevin, tell me who's winning. Is it Alexander Hernandez or Renato Moicano? Go.
First of all, badass names, but Renato Moicano has tattoos that genuinely look like he should be in the new Reacher series that rocks. I'm going with Moicano.
Andy?
Who's he fighting?
He is fighting Alexander Hernandez.
Okay. I'm going to go with Alex Hernandez just because he's American.
There we go. Pro USA. I can get behind that. That's fine. Andy's definitely playing on some patriotism shit right now and being like, yo, you're not American if you aren't going for Alexander.
Says the guy that got rid of his mullet.
That's just...
that was good. Fuck.
So we're going to the bantamweight bouts. This is, what the fuck is this name? Leomania Martinez or Leomana Martinez versus Ronnie Lawrence. Andy, you start us off. 15 seconds. Go.
I don't know. Those people. I'll go with Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin, what do you got for us?
Lawrence. I'm going. I can't even get that deep. Like how when you talk to your students, are just like, I think he said arm bar, but he might have said whore bar. Which did you hear? I'm going with Ronnie Lawrence as well. He's in black and white in his picture, and it's terrifying me.
Noted. Gents, for this one, I'm actually putting 20 seconds on the clock. This is your co-main event. This is Derek Lewis. This is Tuivasa. Kevin, you start us off. 20 seconds. Go.
The big winner here is the after interview. Doesn't really matter who wins the fight. It's not gonna. They're gonna probably talk to them both. They're gonna give Joe Rogan one more moment. They're gonna be like, talk to Derek Lewis. He's gonna be screaming, throwing a jock strap at Tuivasa. Tuivasa is gonna be like urinating at the side, just like, throw me another shimmy. And I'm going to go with Tuivasa to survive the drinking contest after.
Noted. Andy, 20 seconds for you. Who's winning this one?
I'm going Black Beast.
What is making you feel like you want to go for the Black Beast here?
Because
sir?
It's not the Blue Beast. Because if it was the Blue Beast, he'd just be a cuddle bear and not very good at fighting.
If it was the Blue Beast. Black Beast because I think his Instagram's super funny. I think he's handsome and big. So I'll go with him.
You know, I wasn't expecting handsome. I think that was the one that threw me. Everything else, I was with you. I was like, no, he's got a funny page and he's very welcoming and handsome. Okay. Here's the one thing I'm going to say. And we haven't commented on any of the Joe Rogan stuff. We really won't. But I will say, of all the fighters who will talk to Joe after the fight is done, Derek Lewis, if he wins, makes me feel like he may ask Joe Rogan if he wants to say the word for him. Like, of anybody in the post-fight speech, he's like, I'll just say it for you, dude. We're good. So that's my bet that I'm putting on, because I feel like what we're going to see is a lot of the guys who are probably going to be like, Joe, we feel so sorry for you. So that's something that I think in the back of your mind, kids, if I hit that parlay, I will have won podcasting forever. But we're going to go to our next fight. It's a bantamweight fight between Douglas Silva de Andras versus Sergey Morozov. Andy, you start us off. Who wins?
Sergey Morozov.
With authority. Kevin, what do you have?
Yeah, this is tough for me, but I think I also have to go with Sergey Morozov, and it has more to do with the tension in Ukraine and the current geopolitical chess we're playing. I think he's going to be taking it a little bit more personally. You know, versus Brazil,
tensions are high,
sunny and nice, right? Yeah.
Well, Kevin, here's an interesting one. But before we go any further, we should tell Andy that there is normally a wager on over under Kevin. Now, because we all do jiu-jitsu, it's not monetary because that would be rude. But Kevin, can you give him some examples of wagers that have been made for over under Kevin in the past?
Yeah, some t-shirt exchanges, some social media challenges. Dan Martinez made fun of my natural lights, so he had to chug some of those when I beat him at over under Kevin. There's been he just crushed him on a beach. It appeared in Florida at the height of the pandemic. It was awesome. There's some.
You guys swindled me into some shit, huh?
Listen, you don't have to buy a home at the end of this. They could be as simple or as complex as you want to make them. But
yeah, bro, this is absurd.
Maybe you just have to participate in WWE BJJ. Maybe that'll be the we'll chat.
Okay. If you beat me,
hold on. We're not there yet.
Do that.
So hold on. Andy, we got like 5 more fights to go. So I normally ask people if they know what it is to hold it until we get there. It's how you keep the audience. It's called suspension. You don't just give away the ending and go, did you guys stick around for the last 20 minutes of resolution? Uh-oh.
How do we find out who won? All right, go.
Well, we'll get to that next as well. All right, bantamweight. Kev, who's winning this one? Your cousin Kyler Phillips or Marcelo Azul? I'm sorry, Rojo.
Yeah, I saw this one, and all I saw was Kay Phillips and him looking all Jesus-like, and I got so excited. But, yeah, I'm going with Kyler Phillips. Come on. It's my cousin. Cousin Kai.
Love it.
Yeah.
Andy, who do you have?
I'm going to go for the other dude. I forgot his name already. Say it again.
Marcelo Rojo.
Ooh, red.
Yeah.
There you go. You like that color.
I'm going to go with that guy. Any guy named Marcelo is going to be top-notch.
Rojo.
Plus, as Kevin has mentioned, we did learn today that you said there was a right answer for favorite color, and it was red. And I didn't know that was the color.
He also picked Bobby Green, so he has a few acceptable colors, but Jorge Lavender is fucked. That guy's pure weakness.
No, I don't like green.
Well, thank you for clearing that up. So many of the people were really on suspense if you were really in love with the color green here on the show. Heavyweight bout here, my friend. Andy, you lead us off. It's Andre Alofsky versus Jared Vendara. Who wins?
Shit, fucking Alofsky is still fighting?
Bro, 43, and says he feels at his best physically.
Okay, I'm going for him since he feels at his best physically.
You know, hey, listen, dude, if you are going for him based off of that, maybe we are going to give you some fucking timeshares we're going to try and sell you at the end of the show. Kevin, what do you have for us? 15.
How do I know Arlovsky's lying? Because I'm 36, and there's no way it gets better. There's just zero chance. It's gotten worse every year since 27, 24, if I'm being honest. I'm going to go with Vendara. Don't even know how old he is. Looks a little goofy. I'm in.
All right, perfect. Gents, we're starting to round.
Nicknamed the Mountain.
Base.
So,
Kev, we're going to go next. You stay on this one. It's William Knight versus Maxim Grishin. Terrible name.
Yeah, old Billy Knight versus the Maxim. Yeah, so this one's going to be a little difficult for me because it's an abs thing, and it's nope. I'm sticking with my Ukrainian Cold War thing. Maxim Grishin.
Maxim, it is. Andy, 15 for you. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with Maxim as well.
Interesting.
It's a cool name.
All right.
Maxim.
I had to unknown.
Understood.
You said because the chest beard, or the beard chest. I mean the hair on the chest.
I maybe I was thinking it, but no, I didn't exactly say that.
I was about to say, I was like, Andy, does that matter for you? Are you looking at the chest region and being like, yo, that chest hair is fucking popping. You have my vote, fam.
No. I'm trying to pull up the card now.
Well, with 2 fights left to go, it is the most
timing.
opportune time to do it.
Fuck. Okay, go.
Thank you. Andy, you go next. So keep that page fresh. You need to tell me who's winning between Carlos Ulberg
Favorite name card.
and Fabio Charant. Go.
Adesanya's partner, Ulberg. Training partner, Ulberg.
Interesting. Did not know that. Let's go next. Kevin, what do you got?
I am going to go with Fabio Charant because it's the coolest name I've ever fucking heard. And he's got some blonde tips going. Cool hair. He's got murder hair. I like it.
Yeah. Nah, he's getting pieced up.
Okay. But you thought about it. There was a moment of hesitation because you go, wait, did somebody say frosted tips?
Nah.
I now understand how the 13-year-olds work with you. I think what happens is they sense the little bit of hesitation and they go like sharks in the water. They feel that blood and they go, oh, he's not sure if he's going to win this raid. Go after him.
Fuck. All right, what's the next one?
Fuck this, Raph. Go to your next one. Well, here's the good news. It's the last one. And it is a middleweight bout. And ladies and gents, I'm putting 23 seconds on this clock. So you can both tell me who's going to win between Izzy Adesanya and Bobby Knuckles. Kevin, you start off.
This is one of those moments where I don't even exactly know why we have to go through this charade. Adesanya's winning again. He just signed a multi-fight deal. This is not going to happen. Whittaker, despite saying he hated Izzy so much he wore himself out, he still called him Izzy. It's too much respect. I'm going to Israel Adesanya.
That's fair. All right, Andy, what do you got for us?
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Adesanya as well. He's just too cool, too calm, too collected. And he's going to definitely probably win that fight. I wish you went the other way, but it's okay.
Why do you wish it would go the other way? Are you tired of the Israel Adesanya?
I went the other way.
No, I wish he went the other way.
He wished the hottest mouth went the other way.
The hottest mouth.
Do you get bugged that Kevin goes the way before you and you're like, fuck, I was going to pick him?
Yeah, just because I want to win bad, bro. Like bad.
I mean, you're competitive. I understand. The minute we said there was a wager, you woke up on this show and said, wait, what? What's happening? You guys didn't tell me that I would have a competition here. This is incredible to me. Andy, sometimes we get ties. And because you and Kevin have a number of similar picks here, the way that we do tiebreakers on the show is we ask people to pick the fight of the night. and 2 performances of the night. So, off the top of your head, what would those be? So we'll start with fight of the night. What do you think is going to be fight of the night of UFC 271?
Fight of the night, I'm going to go with Bobby. Wait. No. That's on the card. I'm tripping. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Adesanya
and Bobby.
And Bobby for fight of the night.
Unless he's fighting somebody else that we don't know of yet, but yes.
Yeah.
We're going to go with that. 2 performances of the night. So 2 individuals. Who are 2 individuals that you think are going to get some extra cash, sir?
Take your time.
King Casey and Derek Lewis.
So you said King Casey?
Is he?
Yeah, Casey O'Neill.
Casey O'Neill. Okay.
Yep.
All of a sudden, I was like, is someone named King fighting? No. Okay.
Hey, listen, I just got to qualify it because, sometimes when I'm transcribing it, I don't want to get it wrong. I want to make sure we are completely honest in this. Kevin, what do we got?
POF, FON, Kyler Phillips, Tuivasa, Adesanya, Whittaker. They're going to find a way to give that main event the extra moolah. Performances of the night are going to Tuivasa and Kyler Phillips.
Whoa, that sounded professional.
We occasionally dabble in the professionalism here, sir. All right.
Well, sounding like it more specifically than practicing it.
So here's what's happening now. I told you to hold off on the bet. Now we usually defer to the guests. So Andy, what happens, or what would you like to see happen if you end up winning over under Kevin?
Okay, hold on. Does Kevin have an IG?
Technically, no. He's essentially
Instagram one of these days. I've heard about it.
That's why it's very funny. For years, fans of our show have
but
been
Verbal
like,
Tap has one. So
yeah, Verbal Tap has one. So every time they interact, they say, "Hey, Raph and Kevin," and I go, "It's just Raph. You should know that it's just me."
If I win, you guys as a team have to put on some good fucking vintage outfits, and you guys got to do a dance, like a good dance together.
You don't even have the dance in mind. Okay, well, normally Kevin fulfills the bets, but okay, Kevin, do you have a counter? What do you feel on that one?
I have to do a vintage outfit dance. A good one.
Okay, picture. You guys are all wearing vests, short shorts, jeans, like long shoes, and you guys got to dance to like old school Michael Jackson or something together.
This is interesting for a number of reasons, and I'll tell you why for the first set, which is the way you're describing it. It sounds like you want us to be people who work at Disneyland who show up as you're trying to eat a meal in the food court center and just do a dance, and you're like, "Oh, that's nice. Can you go away now?" And you're like, "No, we're here for another 20 minutes, y'all." Just
okay, Raph. I'm ready for my counter.
What is your counter, Kevin?
If we win, you have to do a vintage outfit WWE BJJ video for the week.
Okay.
All right.
That's a deal.
It's a deal, Raph.
What kind of it? Wait. You gotta. What kind of outfit?
We'll work on that. I'm gonna do some research on my side. You do some on yours, because maybe I'll do a little Staying Alive, some Saturday Night Fever. I don't know. We'll see what we're feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the nice part is, if somebody's ever worn
30 seconds, don't make this. You people are not going to want to watch a full minute.
No, not at all. No, but if somebody has ever had a mullet on their hair, they've already done part of the WWE or WWF realm without even trying. So you're in the wheelhouse. It's just a matter of having you do something fun and silly. So you asked Andy, how do you find out who wins? Well, we always invite the person who came on the week of fights to then come back on the next week's show. So if you'd like to come back, we'd like to have you on. We'll reveal the winner on that episode.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we'll talk the fights. I'm sure you'll watch them over the weekend. there could be surprising things. We could all come back here next week and talk about how surprising it was that Bobby Knuckles pulled off an upset, which probably won't happen. But stranger things have happened. Last time we did this, Kevin, what happened on the last fucking over-under, Kevin?
We tied. We straight up tied.
But in the main event, what happened in the fucking main event?
Oh, my God. Francis Ngannou basically killed Dana White's ego. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. So between that and Juliana Pena winning the previous one,
Michael, right? Like
shit happens, bros. Like we stay alert, we stay ready. So Andy, we appreciate your time. We're going to put a pause here, but we want to give you an opportunity to say where people can find you. So tell the people where they can find you and all of your insane antics at 10th Planet and beyond on the social medias.
Y'all can follow me at Andy Varela on IG. That's basically the only thing I have. So just make sure y'all tune in on there. Go follow. Yeah, that's it.
We're gonna sign Andy to do exclusive voiceovers for the show at this point. That's I think the remedy that we're gonna have to do. We're gonna give him
I should have made him do my voicemail with the bet. It's a real lost opportunity for me. That will do it for us tonight here at Verbal Tap. I'm Kevin. Thanks for listening.
Good night and good fight.
Good night.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...